Entering zero gravity. Do you read? Oxygen levels are returning to normal. Damn it! He's gone again. No sign of his rig anywhere. It's up to us now. I've got a plan to get off this ship. I've located an SOS beacon on the mining deck. If you can get down there and activate it, we might be able to send a distress call. Oh god. I don't know how much longer that door will hold.
Yep, it's that good old rule of thumb again. If a game starts putting in boss fights at the halfway mark, it'll most likely doom the whole roster. That kind of happens, which is a shame, since Dead Space has a lot going for it in the boss fight department when it can conjure up legitimate Lovecraftian ridiculousness. And if you remember the fight you just watched, then you can back me up when I tell you that the boss, called the Leviathan, is a flesh-made wall monster filled with tentacles that have been harassing Isaac for the entire game up to that point. Almost like it's building up to something. It's almost cute that Extraction managed to have better character design than the original that was made for the PS3. Yet, with the switch from first to third person, the gameplay does manage to be more reactive and skill dependent than your shooting gallery concept precedent. Fighting the Leviathan almost feels like a Legend of Zelda wall puzzle with higher stakes, since the arena doesn't change throughout the entire fight, even though the Leviathan is shown to have some capacity for movement, and it relies completely on its tentacles to mangle Isaac, which it's pretty damn good at. The best tactic for defeating the Leviathan is to shoot at the obvious weak points when able to, and do an anti-grav leap whenever the Leviathan steps up for an attack, because otherwise he'll get hit with some hard knockback. And this is the fight's major flaw. Being able to anticipate the boss's moves is nearly impossible, which is kind of important for any sort of combat to work. I mean, even in something like Dark Souls, which goes for high difficulty, you still have the ability to learn about a boss's movements and are able to respond in turn. With this, you don't get that, and you just have to hope for the best, which defines the boss entirely, since the Leviathan has high health and several tentacles, so running out of ammo is kind of inevitable, forcing you to rely on any space garbage and things the Leviathan vomits to have a chance to defeat him. It's a trope that follows the game entirely, and yes, it is needed for a survival horror game like Dead Space to work on all cylinders. The frequency at which it happens is still as annoying as fuck. In Silent Hill, yes, it's more common to be in that predicament, but the game also gives you a melee weapon, which Dead Space doesn't have. Sure, you have a punch and a stomp, but they are so amazingly slow that whatever you're fighting would have chopped off a health pack by the time you actually connected. So the Leviathan is a sticky, awkward boss fight that exists past its welcome, and it might take you a couple tries to get it right. I would say that it's a good introduction to bosses, since Dead Space is like this all the time, but that's not a good excuse for the design, is it?